Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, we got a lot of stuff going on, guys. There is quite a lot of stuff going on, to be honest with you. We have a ton of crypto news. We have a ton of people getting scared. Oh my days. Have you guys been watching the markets? It's been interesting. So many people are calling out that this big shift from Bitcoin going to 65,000 all the way down to 58 is a big crash, and the market is only going to keep going down from here. Yada, yada, yada. What I keep telling people is, guys, I am buying right now the crypto market. Basically, I'm buying a lot of altcoins, even a little bit of Bitcoin, but mostly altcoins, because I am so convinced we're going to get one of the craziest bounces back of a lifetime. Which basically means if I focus right now, and I guess for you guys too, all right? If we focus right now on just trying to buy our way down, however low it goes right now, we're gonna bounce back harder than ever, and it's about to be a really bullish freaking couple of months. I keep sharing that. People often get scared though. They think, oh, there's China, oh, there's regulations, oh, we got the new US lawmakers coming in, it's all gonna be crazy. I believe that this is the major reason why prices are going down. I, however, am so convinced that even with the China news, with all this freaking news, it stops at one point, the fear of it. Right now, there's people just being fearful because of some thing that might happen in the future. For example, all these new regulations in the US from the infrastructure bill are going to start playing in 2024. What else can people be fearful of right now? Massive liquidations because of the over-leveragedness, so to speak, which came because of huge amount of fear from China and because of the infrastructure bill. Right now, the market is reacting to that. And that is basically all which we're witnessing right now. I don't think there's too much else to it. But then I always refer back to there's a little minuscule fly. Whatever. I sometimes get distracted. So, if we look back, however, at the general market movement over the years here for Bitcoin, but also as just a crypto market cap as a whole, this is specifically for Bitcoin. If you look at this, you notice and you understand, well, even if we get one or even a couple of bad months in a row, at the end of the day, we're going to remain positive. And often people share that with me on Instagram. What they share with me is like the longer term trend of things, where short term, it can be a little bit like, let me actually draw it in for you a little bit, right? So short term, if we're just looking at it, it can be a little bit like this. It can be a little bit sideways. It can be annoying, right? All the way, whatever. Medium term, it can be a little bit like this, more so. And longer term, if you look at it really, it looks a little bit more like this. And I know it might be a little bit more like so, but generally speaking, the line is upwards, right? That I just quickly drew for you guys. And short term, here for XRP, this is a weekly chart, so this is medium term, sort of, right? This is still only the last couple of months. The more and more and more that we zoom out for most of these cryptos, the more you start to realize it's actually way more bullish than I anticipated or expected. Look at this for Bitcoin, for example. Let's zoom out a little bit. Can you guys see the line that's being built right here? All the gains we had in 2017-18. Nobody's even remembering those, purely because of how high we are right now. And this little correction that we're witnessing right now, nobody's going to remember that in a couple of months from now, most likely. Let's actually see this from a monthly perspective. You can see, guys, oh, okay, nice little correction. What is it going to matter? Almost nothing at the end of the day, because nobody actually cares about these things. We can actually draw on a Fibonacci to see actually if people are reacting to this perfectly in some way, shape, or form. Could be kind of funny to see. We should actually we're going to take the complete high of this. Right now, we're coming back to the 0.618 for Bitcoin, actually. Again, nice little bounce. This is from a monthly perspective, right? We take swing low to, I guess, swing high here, now taking the top of the wick. Coming all the way down to the 0.618 on the monthly perspective. So a very major point of support here at about $55.8 thousand for Bitcoin. Is just to kind of set a base here for you guys to kind of understand here. What people are doing right now is acting out of fear, where in reality, this is a very good time to start accumulating for the longer term, and that is also why I always keep trades open, and why I keep telling people, my wallet is, I'm logged out again, annoying, but okay, that I always like to buy XRP long positions, and I'm not really too scared of the consequences on the short term. People often ask me, yo, why do you always have an XP long position open? I see that so often in the comment section as well. is because I so believe that over a medium amount of time, basically, oh my days, it's just amazing stuff. Let's quickly see here what the chat box is saying. What are you buying, Dusty? Well, most of the altcoins I talk about over on this channel, I kind of split it up between Bitcoin minimal, because even though Bitcoin is the main currency and everything relies on it, and almost no crypto have decoupled, I don't think any even, it is not the coin which is going to give us the most amount of gains. Juicy gains right now, I believe, are mostly platformers. So that is a Solana, an ADA, a Avex and Luna, the platformers basically. So things where DeFi can be built, DeFi providers like Link, but also coins which I personally think are connected to a platform like an exchange, like Crow, Binance Coin, but also the FTT and the KCC. Those types of coins that are connected. Those are all juicy to buy right now. And in a different basket right now, I am mostly buying the Mana, Sand, all the metaverse type of coins, of which we have some more news to cover here, guys, because that stuff is pretty damn amazing. Some juicy stuff right there. But yeah, most of that I keep hoarding. And you guys might wonder, what about XRP? Well, XRP is at the moment my biggest buy. I literally packed up a good bag of it. However, we need to make one thing clear. On the spot, right, just buying the coins and keeping them in, I don't actually buy that much XRP anymore. I have just now added quite a lot of money to my XRP long positions, as I honestly believe that I have enough XRP spot right now. I'm pretty good on that. I just want to open up a long position at the right point, at the right time, to make sure that once we get this settlement and the price spikes, then I'm going to get this huge bonus because of the leverage trade that I've done over on Bybit. And so I'm going to be better off even at that point. Once more, guys, whenever I'm talking about leverage trading, don't let greed take over. Don't think it's simple. Don't think it's a quick way to make money. I calculate whatever I do really properly. And the main reason why I always share the Bybit stuff is because right now there are some amazing bonuses with the link down below. I'm not necessarily trying to make you go leverage trade. I'm just going to kind of show you guys with this stuff, and I've shown it to you guys a couple of times before. It is so worth it. It is so worth it to at least try your stuff out or do your due diligence, because it makes everything a lot better. And the bonuses are only there for a little bit, so make sure you check it out. There's also right now another competition where you can actually win a couple of Bored Apes. So that's another $1 million that they're giving away. Make sure you sign up for that too. All right, if you are in your account, just go to the $1 million giveaway once you made an account with the bonus link, as you will get $500 extra bonus if you use the link down below. Plus, there's about 10 more people that will get 10 free, let's see here. Yes, 10 free BIT from me. So that's about $25. I'm sending it to you guys for a couple of people. And I've already sent it to like 110 people before, and we have 10 more codes left. So make sure you join and deposit something and trade once. That's all you need to do. Little backstory, how have the coins been doing that we called out as 100x gems. This one's still at about 340x. This coin here, the Valhalla, which the ticker is SCAR, is at about 210x, 220x right now. And the Bit Orb is about 80x, I think. These are all the coins we've called out on the channel as 100x gems. Just wanted to quickly kind of look at that, man. But those are doing pretty good. All right. Let's go over the news for right now. Let me actually put in a little timestamp for introduction, and then we go over into crypto news. There we go. All right. XRP could be a really strong buy if crypto market surges, crypto analyst suggests. So my own thought process about this one, I think it's very easy, is XRP is very much a buy. It doesn't matter what anyone writes down, because of a very logical, well, there's a lawsuit going on, and if they win, they're going to pump. I think everybody right now that's in the crypto market has made this way out for themselves between, is it smart to buy this or buy something else? And the only reason we buy something else is not because we are uncertain of XRP doing well. It is only because we might want to make more gains in the short term before the lawsuit is settled. Because I honestly believe in this exact scenario, guys. We don't know exactly when Ripple versus SEC is going to end. But what we do know for pretty certain, if you ask me, is that the moment it does, we're going to get a huge surge in price. So I'm personally preparing for that with leverage trades. A lot of other people are just buying it. The only thing with buying it, which is the difficult part, is that we don't know what's happening on the medium short term. And so in some cases, buying some other altcoins like the metaverse coins or so might be better short term, which can be used to actually transfer over into more XRP just before the lawsuit ends. I just know whoever can buy XRP before this lawsuit is over is still a very early adopter, and that's basically my goal, to basically get as much as I can before the lawsuit is over, not really caring about how I accumulate those coins. So it can be through selling some others, it can be through investing in something else first. I just want to make sure I have a good XRP bag before the lawsuit settles, as I think afterwards it's going to be very hard for me mentally to buy more coins, as the price would already be so inflated. Having said that, by the way, guys, I've shared it a couple of times right now, but understand that there's right now 300 people watching. There's a very good chance that a lot of people who are watching right now like whatever we put out on this channel. If you do, make sure you press that like button. I mean, I'm not getting money from it. It's not as if you're really selling. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not, trying to do anything in that regard, or you are hurting in any way, shape, or form. Make sure you understand that that like button helps the channel grow a little bit. And, as a creator, you always appreciate people who press that button for you, because it just helps the channel out. So understand that every single like helps. And even if you are a YouTuber yourself or anything along those lines, know that it helps me out, because it helps you out too. All right. So $100 million worth of XRP transferred from unknown wallet to exchange. So we've often called out what these things mean, right? Well, to be honest with you, an unknown wallet sending to an exchange is a literal negative thing. However, as I've said 1,000 times before, please don't send this stuff to me, as it is not necessary to be covered, nor is it something of that much importance. Whales right now are picking up XRP for the exact reason which I stated before. However, you're not seeing it in this regard, and usually transfers like this are for a deeper reason than the one you're thinking about. So what does it mean when an unknown wallet sends to a exchange, specifically such a huge amount? Well, we don't really know, because it's an unknown wallet. This could be a person, this could be a company, this could be BitThumb for all we know. There's 101,000 things that this could be. Then again, usually this is considered a exchange inflow, which is a bearish thing, because this means that there's more XRP on the exchange to be sold, which is more selling pressure, which ultimately would be quote unquote bad, but I don't personally see it that way. I'm seeing somebody say, thanks for his contact info. I'll get to him right away. What are you talking about, boy? What do you mean contact info? Make sure that you watch out for people in the comment section and over in Telegram, because there's always people trying to, maybe take your money away. Be careful, guys, that you're not, getting yourself into anything like that. And please know as well that I never will DM you. All right. If there's any person who says they're me, basically saying, hey, I know an investment guy, or I can help you out, it's not going to be me. The only way in which you can contact me is to go to Telegram, join the group, and at me in there, tag me in a message. You can try to DM, but I will not answer 99% of the time. Sometimes I will if there's an urgent matter, but only DM me for really urgent matters, please. Otherwise, there's just so many people who go with whole stories. Please be careful with that, or just don't do it. What is a good thing, though, is I will never DM you. You can, however, just tag me in the chat box, and I'll sometimes take a look at that. I do chat a lot in here, by the way. I'm in there like a quarter of my day. It's been a really fun environment for me the last couple of days here. All right, moving on. Talking about those whales. Whales might be the key to XRP's intended breach of $1.50 once more. How are people so worried about the $1.50 mark? Do they not understand that $1.50 is purely trivial? It's like, okay, so $1.50 has been hit. What now? $2, $1.75, all those, basically round numbers, psychologically cool numbers. It is not that satisfying, except for kind of some veterans who've been in it for a little while who think, oh, we need to, recover these points and whatnot. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in almost no way, shape, or form, except for the fact that this is all relevant for just short-term gains, in the sense that we can quickly make some money before the lawsuit. Guys, if you're an XRP for the short-term gains, for all the gains that it's going to make before the lawsuit settles, I just want to quickly warn you that I'm not sure if that's going to be the best coin. Because short-term here, they have so much going on for themselves, yes, but it just has stayed undervalued for a long while, and I believe the pressure is on because of this lawsuit, which just keeps the actual value of XRP lower than it should be. So if we're worried about $1.50, I think we're worried about the wrong decimal. because it's the $15 mark that I'm more so worried about, medium term, so to speak. $1.50 means so little to me. Unless once more we're talking about my leverage trades, but that's a different video for a different day. Or we're doing some more in-depth analysis on the real short term. If we're generally talking about, not having a leverage position open and just the price as a whole in the market, it really does not matter too much. So please, also don't make this a point of your worries in your daily life, I guess. It does not matter too much. Even if we don't hit $1.25 or to $1.50, $1.70, we're most likely still going to get some crazy gains once the settlement comes. And if it's going to be 140 or 170, I don't think it really is going to matter for that amount of gains afterwards. So, some guys says any amount you can assure? Of course not. Once more, guys, nothing in this video is financial advice, nor can we actually state any guarantees. At the end of the day, all we can do is speculate with each other and on our own. For what is logical. And one of the things I would find logical is if the price were to do a 10x from, at least I told you guys all, right, when this lawsuit happened, that I think the price will go times 100 once the lawsuit fixes itself. However, you should keep realizing that right now, or the lowest point that it went to then when that was all happening was $1.70. No, 17 cents, sorry guys. So going 100 times from 17 cents is about $17. Now, I honestly still believe that we can actually do that once we settle with a little bit of a bull market attached to it. If it's a really bear market, I'm not sure $17 is my target. I would mostly go for about $12 or so per XRP, but I digress, right? I said at that point, 100x. Now, can 100x happen from this point, at $1.07-ish? Oh, yeah, I think so. But it's not going to be purely because of the lawsuit settlement. There will be more factors attached to it. If we're talking purely about the lawsuit and that little small part, I think it's more important to you guys get it, hopefully. I don't want to talk too much about it. Then Polkadot. Akala secures Polkadot's first parachain after narrowly edging out Moonbeam. I don't want to go too far into this except for saying Polkadot's first parachain auction finally finished. Very nice. I'm very excited about it. I can definitely say it's it's been a good little journey. People got a ton of profit from this, or going to be getting a lot of profit from this, depending on how you look at it. You can see here with an additional 24 million LC DOT tokens to be distributed to crowd loan backers. These will be used in the Akala network. It is very much worth it to join this stuff, guys, as there's just so much money to be made by joining the auctions and basically delegating your DOT to it. I keep recommending people to kind of check it out and do your due diligence, because if you are a DOT holder and you're not doing this, you're most likely missing out on a ton of money that is completely free. So make sure you check that out properly. I'm also seeing, look at where it's being facilitated in the chat box. Do you know how many foreign workers use DeFi there? What are you guys talking about in the chat box? Maisho says, I'll take a little bit of profit at around 5 to 10 pounds to have some fun with. Hold the rest for down the line for bigger things. Guys, put in the chat box real quick. Would you sell your XRP, all of it, if the price were to hit let's say $15 per XRP tomorrow? Would you sell every single XRP then if it hit that tomorrow? Just wondering real quick. Just put it in the chat box. Let's see. I'm seeing one person say no. Okay, so most people right now are saying no. Lil Toby says 70%. We are seeing one guy soft say yes. Huh. Alexander says would take profits. Vincent says yep, because you want to retire. I get it, man. Don't get me wrong. Some people say 50%. Some people say 65%. Some people say 10%. Half. If it can go higher, no. So my thought process about that is, if you're honestly saying no to $15 tomorrow, that's pretty interesting. Why? Because you should actually look at my question more properly. If it hit $15 tomorrow, it has gone from $1 to $15. If you're not selling at that point, that's very interesting. At least some tokens, right? If you're selling 0% of your tokens, you're purely thinking, oh, it's going to go way higher. That is some dedication that you have to XRP at that point, guys. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. Just open, right? If it goes to $15 in one day, so 15 times my money in one day, I will most likely take, indeed, a couple of my dollars that I put in initially out, and just enjoy the ride. Because I also got to consider, I have a leverage trade open over on Bybit. So, so a couple $1,000s, for example, or a couple tens of thousands, maybe $100,000. So all of a sudden, I don't know, how much would that go? So if it goes from $1 to $15, cannot even comprehend how much money that would make. That would be insane. So yeah, I think I would take some profits right there. However, I do believe it can go higher in due time. That's true. It also depends on a couple of other factors. Like, for example, are we like going up and up and up and up and up because of the lawsuit, or is it something else? Yeah, I guess you guys are also kind of right. Maybe I wouldn't actually sell too much of it. It's an interesting thing to think about, you know, how people would basically kind of, I guess, cash out of crypto at some point or another. I personally do not intend to ever cash out everything out of crypto, because what's the point? Crypto is the new thing. But I do intend to sometimes take some fiat in like USDT, BUSD, and USDC. Not necessarily euros or actual dollars, because that ain't me. All right, Mana presents ideal opportunity for long entry in this region before the next rally. All I have to say about this one, guys, is if you are not heavily into Metaverse just quite yet, if I haven't convinced you to look it up at least, look at this one. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Deadmau5 join Outlier Ventures to invest in the Metaverse. The big billionaire companies, the multi-trillion-dollar companies, most likely, I think eventually Apple's going to get into it too, by the way, because they follow up with all these things. But right now we got Microsoft in it. We got, what was the other one, guys? The big one that went into it. Oh, Facebook, of course, Meta nowadays went into it. We got, what else? We got Disney going really heavily into Metaverse. We got a couple of countries, Barbados, now making their first little, I forgot the name in English, little building, I forgot the name in English. The little building that they made in the Metaverse. We're making some huge steps. Look at the right here. More articles on Metaverse. TV home shopping in South Korea moves to the Metaverse. Metaverse ETFs in South Korea bring significant profits for investors. It's just going to keep growing on. It's going to keep growing on. It's going to keep growing on. Guys, there's no way about it. There's no way around the Metaverse right now. And you might think it's unethical or bad, or everything is going to the shitters. Fine, you may think whatever you want to think. However, there's no denying the Metaverse right now. I keep sharing it with you. If you don't have any Metaverse coins, I would personally honestly recommend to check it out, at least to think about it. Once more, not financial advice, because I don't know how they will perform, but I do honestly have a good part of my portfolio in that, and I would recommend you to look some coins up that I, for example, share on the channel, and potentially look at what you would like, if you guys get my drift. Now, Meta presents ideal opportunity for next long entry. Why? Once we're talking about the technicals, huh? So Mana and Sand right now, those two Metaverse coins have been doing really, really well. Mostly because Sand has a really big announcement coming up, and because Mana is just a beast overall. I showed you guys the game, right? And I played it for a little bit. Just to, if you want to play the game, by the way, the Decentraland game, you can actually do freaking poker in there. There's so much to do, but you need stuff. You need to buy stuff in there. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. Never been sponsored by any of these projects. You can go to decentraland.org, connect your MetaMask, the Ethereum one, and you can actually start playing the game, by the way. If you didn't know, it's pretty cool. It's actually pretty damn neat. I showed you guys that in a previous live stream. Sandbox will open up their metaverse, I guess, the 29th of November for the first time. An engine mostly makes these things get built, and there's a couple of other ones which we're so excited about on the channel every here and there because they allow for things. Blocktopia, for example, we've often been excited about. Atlas, I bought some more of earlier today. Yeah, man. Metaverse tokens. If you just followed my lead here, once more, it's not financial advice, so I can't really say, oh, you should have just said, do what I said. No, of course not, because at the end of the day, we all have to make choices, we all have to make sacrifice. But if you did follow my lead a little bit of just going heavy on Metaverse, there's almost no chance you wouldn't be doubling your money already, because we bought Decentraland a long while ago for the first time, but we went really big on it at like $2 something, and I'm still going heavy on these things. Which mid-cap meta do you recommend? What I have, I cannot recommend. What I do have, however, is Mana, Sand, Engine, I have some sushi, but I never use it anymore, so I wouldn't say, oh, let's get it. I have some Alice because I bought it early over on Binance. I buy those things. Veracity, you guys spam me to buy. I don't even know what it does, to be completely honest with you. Blacktopia, I have a good amount of. This one I dabbled into a little bit. I bought just a couple dollars worth. Same thing for these two. I bought a little bit because of you guys. I always check the comment section of what you guys are always excited about. I try to buy into. That's the same thing for Meta Hero. I bought because you guys really pushed me into it. The Mines was, I think, also something you could get really cheaply over on Binance, so I might have that as well. Not much money in. These two I have heavily, the Star Atlas and the one I guess I talked about before. Star Atlas and the Blocktopia one. Yeah, those two I have heavily. So that's kind of my my top tier. However, there are more. I just got to be honest with you. There are quite a lot more within this list here that are just nice to have. I mean, there's so many, but the question is, which one are you gonna kind of ride the old bunny trail with? Which one is the best for the short term? That I cannot say, because everything has their own benefits. Axie, for example, is a huge APY. Decentraland you can already play. It's already out there. It's already doing really well. It's also the top tier. Sandbox is gonna start, so it's a little bit later or a little bit earlier of an opportunity, I guess, to kind of get into that one. And the further down you go, the more gains there are to be made because they're lower in the rankings. So there's way more market cap to be gotten as they get bigger. But that's a little bit more of a risk as well. It's a little bit harder to I guess, get into. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. Crypto Expert says, hello, Dennis. I'm using Mana. I cannot really recommend that. May QNT drop to $100. I actually bought some XDC and QNT today as well. I bought IOTA. This is just because today I went on like a buying spree, right? A little bit earlier today. I bought IOTA as well because I have not bought IOTA in like months, it feels like. I bought IOTA. I bought XDC. I bought QNT. What else did I buy? Let's quickly see, guys. Let's see if I can remember whatever I bought. Just looking through to see. Because sometimes I go on the rankings in my exchange, right? The one I'm talking about right now is bitrue. I go and press the most negative for 24 hours, and I see which ones did worst. And even the IMX, about like how many times? How many days ago? I think maybe it was 2 days ago that we bought some IMX. Not the best price, I don't think. But that's because, once more, you guys in the comment section. I watch the comment section a lot. You guys don't know, but I read every single comment, and we take notes, and there's actual people in our company here that look at every single piece of feedback that you guys place down, and we basically go over it every single, I guess, week, or maybe bi-weekly, so twice a week. We go over every single thing that you guys wrote. So once more, if you think your comment doesn't matter, everything is being read. Every single comment that you post on my channel is being read for certain. The only question is, sometimes we do something with it, sometimes not. Because, of course, there's a lot of people who ask for help, a lot of people ask for this, and you can't help everybody. You can't do everything. But at least if there's suggestions to the channel, they're all being taken into account, if you guys didn't know. Yeah, I don't believe you, Crypto Expert. He says he can make 150 mana for just 1 hour of work every day. I don't believe you. I don't suggest anybody look that up because maybe you're going to get scammed. So be a little bit cautious with that in the chat box right there, guys. So be careful with that, okay, guys, in the chat box? There's always a lot of people in here who are trying to take your money away from you. Don't forget that there's people who don't have your best interest in mind, that just literally want to take the money that you have and put it into their pockets. So always be cautious in that chat box right there, okay, guys? Just be careful. Just be careful. Just quickly letting you guys know. Then PayPal eyes Ethereum, Polkadot, Solana, Algorand, and NFTs. Making some good steps into the right direction, guys. Making some very good steps into the right direction. Let's quickly see. I'm getting some messages on my phone. We thought that it was part of our responsibility to help in making this asset class more accessible to the public. I'm sure that if you ask me 6 weeks from now, I could give you 4 or 5 different names. This is how exciting it is. The experience of buying NFTs today is the number of hoops you need to go through. That goes for the protection side as well. So that it's something that it definitely, for an early adopter side, it's not yet mainstream experience. For a curious but not sophisticated user, we definitely have a role to play on how we do enable a seamless payment experience for NFT. Many of our merchants and partners, especially in the media sector, are asking for that. once more talking about PayPal's interest in all this stuff. As they're interested in this technology, they know very certainly as well that it's going to keep going on. PayPal knows it, Disney knows it, Facebook knows it, Microsoft knows it. All the companies know NFTs, metaverse, all that stuff is going to keep continuing to grow. It's going to keep continuing to grow. So that's why you put money into it, because we want to grow with what the bigger companies are doing. And also, we saw the bloodbath. What coins are doing well? Metaverse tokens. Why am I such a big advocate for it? Guys, it's purely because I see where the money is being made. I told you guys. I'm slapping my freaking little stone desk. I told you guys now. On this channel, what I'm trying to do is make sure that as many as I possibly can of my followers are going to get wealthier than they currently are. I cannot make any guarantees, nor can I give you actual financial advice, but I can give you insightful points that you might want to think about to maybe potentially help you along your investment journey. As we're doing it at the same time, me telling you about what I'm doing is not hurting myself. So why won't I just share my stories and keep going on with how we're making profit right now, and potentially people can learn something from that. We're doing amazing right now. Metaverse coins are just so good. I keep trying to share it, but people are not really listening to me, I guess. It's okay, though. In time, we will see. Metaverse coins are one of the easiest opportunities for a 10x, even now still, I think. Connor says, is there a chance Bitcoin drops into a bear market and there's no alt season? So there was already definitely an altcoin season. It's difficult to say what you exactly mean, because of course the meme coins and whatnot were doing really well. A lot of altcoins have done really, really well. So it was definitely altcoin season, depending on how you look at it. All right, so it's been, but you're talking about whether or not there's a chance that Bitcoin's going to keep continuing to fall. Well, if we look back at it, let me quickly take a little road. I was trying to take out a little fly. All right. If we're talking about if there's a chance of the crypto market moving down and just down, we're going to be honest to say yes, there is. Why? Because of the regulation and because of the fact that sometimes people take this into the wrong little hole and start going into a really big frenzy. And usually it's the bigger companies then who are trying to push the price down for some reason. So I cannot really say, no, there's no chance we're going to go down right now, continue to go down. But define bear market. Because if we're talking about this scenario, I personally see the same scenario happening as in May-ish, where we're going to keep falling down for a little bit, a couple of months, before we come back up way higher than ever before, if you guys get my drift. So do I believe the bear market multi-year is going to start now? No, I don't believe that for a single second. But that's maybe also because I've been here for so many years right now. I've kept investing throughout the entire journey, almost given up, I think once or twice, not about crypto, but about a couple of altcoins. And every single time I keep convincing myself, no, because you know where this technology is headed. Why would you ever get out of it? You know how much use there is for this stuff? There's no way this technology is going to fail. There's no way in which this technology is going to diminish. So it's just a question of when exactly will the point of price be the highest. There is absolutely no way, guys, 0% chance that I'm not going to be buying the dip if we actually get there. So with that in the back of my head, does it really matter if the tides switch over? Yes and no, because the only reason I would say yes is because then I might want to sell some altcoins either for fiat to buy better, or to get back into Bitcoin to ride the wave down and then diversify into altcoins again when we go back up. But usually, I would say it doesn't really matter too much over a little bit of a medium term, unless you really, really are nitty-witty with the next couple of weeks or 2 months, 3 months. But then if that's your question, then you should be doing your own analysis really thoroughly, because nobody can actually say, right, about the short term like that. Are you going to watch the Media Eye IDO in 10 minutes? I didn't join that one, Lil Toby, so I'm not sure exactly what that one is going to be. I'm not sure. Maybe I did. Maybe I do have actually, because let me see here. Did I buy the coins? I don't think so. Let me check my account real quick. Just checking out if I bought some tokens. Let's check this out. Maybe I missed something. I'm not seeing anything about. No, I don't think I bought it, man. So it's all up to you to get your juicy gains, my friend. No, I definitely didn't buy. I'm just checking through all my chats here with all the peoples and to see if I invested in this one. Nope, nobody, none of my friends invested. Nobody. So I didn't invest either. Get into metaverse stocks. Metaverse crypto could be a Ponzi. Okay. Well, from that perspective, you can indeed go for. There's a couple of metaverse stocks that I actually. Let me see if I can find it on my phone again. Let me actually see here. Metaverse stocks. There was a list that I had that was like, yeah, this is juicy, and I wanted to share it, but I forgot. Metaverse. So the one, of course, is Nvidia. I always am excited about that one. Another one is or at least the company I'm excited for is the one that has I think Unity is the one they have. Let's see here. Okay, let me quickly see if I can find it back on my phone somewhere. Just trying to really quickly find it, but I don't think I'm going to find it. NVIDIA I'm always excited for. Which one is the game maker? I think it's Unity, right? I think so. Yeah, that one I'm excited for. And the other one I guess I forgot now, but it doesn't matter too much. Let's quickly see here. So, let's see. Get into metaverse. Okay, yeah. Fold looks decent. Mana, Sandbox, and Engine, those are the biggest ones, so of course they are pretty proper. Course is debating to wait for the Metaverse coins to drop before getting in. Man, I've made so many videos on my channel talking about why to get into Metaverse coins as soon as possible, man. I've made a couple of updates. Let's see here when our first little big update was on Metaverse coins. Here, it was 2 weeks ago already, where I said best Metaverse crypto to get into. We talked about, literally, let's look at the value here. Let's look at this for fun. So at the time here, we were pretty excited about Metaverse coins already. Look at here. So, for example, the value per mana at that point was $2.54 at this point. Isn't it kind of funny to see how the prices have shifted in such a short amount of time? I think Sand was also not even... Let's quickly see it, though. Sand price was $2.68 at that point as well. I think it did actually fall afterwards. Axie, I told you guys you might want to get into that, but it's mostly because of APY, not because of the price per Axie, because I don't actually believe too much in that token to go up in value too much. And Engine at this point was about $3 as well, so already pretty high value. But I guess it's all okay. You know, Metaverse coins would just most likely keep continuing on in the medium term, longer term, and that's what I keep kind of preaching here. All right, traders say Bitcoin's drop to 57,000 is an attractive entry for holders. I think so too. Bitcoin's price fell below 57,000 on November 18th, sparking a widespread sell-off in Ethereum and altcoins. But traders say the current range represents an attractive entry for holders. I think maybe because of percentage. I'm not exactly sure why 57 itself would be so interesting to people. It's most likely just from the perspective that... Because I would think, if we look back at our own setup here, that the most interesting one would be about 55.8, you know? As a 0.618 Fibonacci level. This would be the most interesting entry to get into, so just a little bit above that. 57,000 potentially as a... No, it's not even the resistance, basically, that we hit here over in April or March or anything like that. From a monthly perspective. That's about 59,000. So I'm not exactly sure why they're pointing towards 57. Maybe it's from a weekly perspective or a different chart, but okay. I'm just checking the chat box real quick. See what you guys are saying. Dusty, how do you think about selling out part of coins for fiat/coins liquidity pool staking? I do some liquidity pool, or at least I provide some liquidity, so to speak, and I do some staking of those liquidity tokens, LP tokens. I do that sometimes. A couple of my friends are really big on that, but I haven't really explored it too far, I should say. All right, so there's still a little bit of room for me to go deeper, as there's a couple of platforms that I could be staking on, like I think, for example, Luna, where the gains can be immaculate, but I just haven't really dived too deep, because there's a, you know, you obviously have to make the pair, and if there's crazy gains or crazy differences in price, if you're not doing a single, like a double fiat, but you're doing a fiat and coin liquidity pair, it can be really detrimental to your gains if you actually stake them up in some cases. So that depends a little bit. But if you're doing fiat, then I don't really see the negative side in it, except for the fact that you have to realize that all the APY gains are, of course, divided by 2, because you're providing liquidity for a certain pair. You get 1 LP for every $2, so to speak, that you put in. And if there's an APY, which is, for example, 10, you have it actually divided by 2, because you're staking $200 instead of 100, and now you're getting an APY on that. I guess that is actually not even true at all, is it? Because if you get an APY on the... Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe you don't even have to divide it by 2. Because if you get an APY, just give me a little second, moment of clarity here for the DestTVC. If you're getting an APY of, let's say, 10 on your LP tokens themselves, and that's where $200 are put in, it doesn't actually matter. Wait a minute. Okay, I never actually thought about that. I'm like, yeah, you have to buy those, and then the APY is going to have to be divided by 2 because you spend $200 for $100 of LP. But if you get an APY on the specific LP, then it doesn't matter. Oh, that's pretty juicy. I didn't think about that. But yeah, that's a really good form of making some easy money, so to speak. And Dylan says, did you see the new project on the Binance Launchpad? I did. I got an email from it just now, guys, so I'm going to be talking about that. But I will talk about it in a separate video just now. XRP is this XRP? XRP is pumping up. Look at that. Who here watching has bought some XRP at $1.07? I always share with you guys, if you buy XRP at $1.07, it's hard to lose money. Whoever just bought their XRP at $1.07 or below has just made money. Like we keep saying, this is a freaking game where we always win. Dylan says he bought it at $1. And by the way, Al says, I did and I sold it. That is nothing to be afraid of or worried about or be sad about, because you made profit unless you sold at the bottom. But you see here, guys, this is exactly also why I don't really have a big stop. I don't really go for stop losses. If I were to choose a stop loss, by the way, I'd go for a little bit below 99 cents, so maybe like 98, because sometimes it hits like $1, like even we saw here, and then it bounces back up. This has happened multiple times in the past. And this is why people want to ask me, oh, do you have a stop loss? I say no. Usually because I'm man enough to basically take the loss if we actually go to zero, so to speak, if I get liquidated. But also because I always keep saying, I do think the trades that we put in will win. And if we don't win, that will be the one out of so many that we lose. So I think we bought it $1.07 and $1.04. We bought it so many times. How many times was it, guys? Did we won at $1.07? Maybe like 7 times or so? Even if we were to lose this one, it wouldn't weigh off against all the wins that we've had. As I always trade with leverage, so usually it's a big W. But all right. Mike opened along at $1.05. That's some juicy profit now as well, my friend. But always, guys, be cautious with the gains over on Bybit. As you guys know, it is a little bit scary to have leverage positions open, as you can lose more money that way. You guys get how it works by now, So I'm always putting up a little bit of word of caution. However, if you've made a Bybit account with the links down below, you will always get bonuses. And guys, make sure that if you're trading on Bybit right now, that you go to this $1 million giveaway section, press Ape in now. It doesn't cost you anything. However, it may win you something. And all you have to do is make at least one trade worth $10 on spot pair. You have to make one trade on spot for $10 and you are entered, it said. At least that's what my guy told me, right? I'm not sure if there's more steps to it, but that's as far as I read now. I think there's 2 things, though. One is for leverage trading. One is for normal. So check it out. Let's see. Uh-oh, I closed something. Whatever. It doesn't matter, I guess. Let me see. Can I open? I'll open it back up. There we go. Just saw this Hillary thing. Hillary Clinton says crypto could undermine dollar as world reserve currency. Always funny to see this. So, former Secretary of State Hillary weighed in on the rise of crypto during her virtual appearance at the Bloomberg New Economies Forum, claiming that they could undermine the role of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency and destabilize nations. Quote, one more area that I hope nation states start paying greater attention to is the rise of crypto, because what it looks like is a very interesting and exotic effort to literally mine new coins in order to treat them with the potential for undermining currencies, for undermining the role of the dollars as a reserve currency for destabilizing nations, end quote. Whatever. So Tom Gurra said, you can imagine crypto people would just put this on their billboard ads. Has the potential for destabilizing nations by Hillary Clinton. It's kind of funny because that's kind of what happened just now. It's kind of what happened just now, indeed. I always like that. When they're digging their own grave like that, but okay. It's funny. Let's see. Polkadot, Solana are institutional faves, but it's time to decouple yet. So this little part usually comes up because Polkadot, for example, has a system where it's just not as expensive to run things as with Ethereum. So one of the fun parts about cryptocurrency is that you can obviously have smart contracts and basically how can I say that in the best way? Just smart contracts as a whole are a really interesting and fun concept because it allows you for way more freedom. However, Let's say that Google, right, in the way that we see it now, was like a smart contract where every time you wanted to search something, you had to pay for the fee to search. That would be awful. That would be awful, awful, awful. But that's most likely the system which we're getting into in due time. And if it were to be on Ethereum, that would be really, really expensive and really dangerous in congestive times like right now. And things like Polkadot do make that better. That's a good question to pop up. But Solana is also on the same page where institutions are just really interested in those because partially I think with Polkadot now because of the scarcity and the deflationary nature. And Solana because of the speed potentially. But yeah, indeed, if I'm looking at the institutions and how they're buying in, Polkadot and Solana look at the top, and I think I hear Cardano pretty often as well in that list too. I, however, am digressing a little bit as well. We have a couple of things to share here real quick before I have to end it off. Time Magazine to hold ETH on the balance sheet. In a deal with Galaxy Digital, Time Magazine will accept and hold ETH in exchange for metaverse content. So Galaxy Digital has entered a content deal with Time Magazine to cover metaverse topics. Financed in ETH, the partnership will launch Time 100 companies in metaverse category. And according to Galaxy, Time agreed to accept and hold ETH on its balance sheet. Very nice. Not that big of a deal, but very nice. This one we already covered. Let's quickly see. 340. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're still watching this video, make sure you quickly press that like button to help the channel out. We've actually got a pretty, I'm not going to say a record, but a pretty huge amount of people showing up and saying hi. Look at this. We've had 6,000 people who played the video in 45 minutes. That's a pretty high amount, guys. So make sure you press that like button to support the channel. Right now we are at about 100 and something. We earned about €7 from this stream. If you're wondering how much bank we are making, it's not something to write home about just quite yet, but maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Who knows? Let's see this article here. $340 billion leaves the crypto market in a week, yet analysts remain bullish. We are on the same page. We remain bullish because we know where it's about to head. We get the direction. We get it. We get it. We get it. And the entire crypto market is pumping now, by the way. A little bit. Not too much, not too severely, but a little bit. Shiba Inu going up about 10%. AVAX, one of our favorite coins. We have been shouting that AVAX is going to be a $60 billion market cap. Same thing for Luna. Maybe by the end of the year even. I've been screaming this for a long while. I still believe in that. Guys, all coins, all coins, all coins, all coins, all coins. I'm buying right now like a madman. I started to share that in the start of the stream here, guys. I am buying all coins like a madman, and there's nobody who can stop me because we are about to get freaking rich. My own opinion, not financial advice. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream. Market looking green. Things looking good. And I'll see you guys again in another one, hopefully somewhere later today, guys. I'm really excited about the crypto market, and I don't care what people say about their dumps or whatnot. I am buying altcoins. I am buying altcoins, and we are about to go nuts. Woo! We're about to go nuts.